most fans can only, big game tonight.
Yes.
Most fans can only dream about the things our next guest does on a regular basis. She goes inside the locker room. She watches games from the sidelines. She even travels with the team. Sounds pretty glorious, right?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of hard work and not always so glamorous, but we're thrilled to welcome our very own Jesse Garcia to the Morning Blend to set us all straight. She's recently come out with a new book. It's called My Life with the Green and Gold, Tales from 20 Years of Sportscasting with Jesse Garcia. Good to see you.
Good morning.
You're not old enough to do 20 years.
I certainly am.
I know, when she read that, I'm thinking she's way too young for that. Only for you, I put on this jersey, okay?
I love it.
A lot of people know that I'm a Bears fan, but I'm a huge Leroy Butler fan.
Absolutely.
I'm
This is
number
his Butler
36,
jersey.
and he autographed it on the back. So put this on for you. This is a great book. And it's probably kind of wild for you to think that you've already built up this body of work
Right.
after working with the team. What's the best part about being a woman? Because a lot of people are going to say, what's the hard part?
Sure.
But what's the best part about being a woman and covering the Green Bay Packers?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, had I known it was Casual Monday, I would have worn my Packers shirt as well. No one told me.
Yeah.
The best part about being a woman, I think, is maybe bringing a slightly different perspective to the stories than maybe my male counterparts do. There's just been times where I'm always searching for the emotion or the family connection or that type of thing. I'm very interested in players as husbands, fathers, the sons, their other roles other than just being football players.
I think that's cool.
I would
And
say
it's
that.
the relationships, I think, that make women in particular want to watch football.
Yeah, I agree.
know?
I think women are getting more and more into football. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many friends of mine are excited about the game tonight. And I mean, people love football and they love the Packers in this state, certainly. But yeah, I think if they have a connection with the team or with the players, then that makes it all the more enjoyable to watch.
I think so too. I forgot to mention this is obviously pink for breast cancer awareness.
Yes, it is.
Leroy
Very
Butler
cool.
is really big into that.
Yeah, you were also the first woman that hosted the NFL Coaches television show. What kind of reception do you get from the coaches? Because there, you're probably really talking more about stats, their strategy, things like that as well.
Yeah, I hosted the Mike Holmgren show way back when. This was his last year before he left for Seattle. And then more recently, I hosted the Mike McCarthy Show for many, many years. So I never had any issues with any of the coaches throughout the years. They were always great to me, and especially Mike Holmgren. I was only 28 years old when I was hosting that show, and I was pregnant for almost that entire season.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because there you are actually shaking hands with Mike Holmgren. We also have a McCarthy McCarran picture of you too, which is a great shot.
Yeah, thank you. But that first season when I was pregnant, that was with my oldest child, who's now 14 and a high school freshman. And I would drive up there every week just queasy because I was so nauseous. And finally I told Mike Holmgren, I said, just so you know, I'm pregnant. I just wanted to let you know. He was so kind. He asked me every week after that, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Aww,
he was really excited when the baby was born. So, he was really, really good to work with.
Well,
Same with Mike McCarthy.
We have some great pictures of you, starting with a picture of you actually changing a diaper. Oh, wait, what do we got to look at?
We'll do this one first.
This is actually, I think this is, of all the crazy places I've changed a diaper, I have to say I've never done it in a tunnel at Lambeau Field. And there you are. That is awesome. That had to be like an emergency situation, huh?
It was pretty funny. I had to tape something. We did a show called Inside 1265 Lombardi Avenue being the Packers address. And I had to tape something. Jake, my oldest, was only a couple of months old, but I had no babysitter and I was nursing. And so he came up to Lambeau with me. He slept most of the time, which was nice, but he needed his diaper changed. And obviously I had the diaper bag and all the stuff. And, so I went in the tunnel and changed his diaper. And somebody took a picture of me there, and then a picture on the 50-yard line that I think we showed as well.
So awesome. We have a picture of your boys, too.
Well, we also posted that, just so people know, on Facebook. We asked, where is the craziest place you changed a diaper? Because we thought that was like the craziest place that you probably
Somebody's going to beat me. Somebody's going to have something even better.
Now, what is this one?
So these are my husband on the right, and then Jake's in the middle, and Charlie's on the left. This was actually probably about 3 years ago. We were at a spring training game in Clearwater, we saw the Phillies play, so just on spring break down there.
Where did you meet your husband? Because we have a graduation picture, too.
Oh my gosh, we're going way back in the archives. This was
so maybe you did have 20 years of sports reporting.
Exactly.
It's like black and white, you know.
Exactly. We met the summer between my junior and senior year of college when I was back interning, actually, in the sports department at WISC-TV in Madison, which wound up being my first job out of college as well. So we were sent out to cover the state soccer tournament together. He's a photographer, television photographer, and I guess the rest is history. We say our first date was at the state soccer tournament.
Cute. Check out this picture, because the entire time while you were chatting for a little while there, our executive producer was saying, hey, that's my shoulder. That's my shoulder. That's
It
Kim
sure
in the picture. There she is. There's her shoulder made the book.
Yes, Kim Buchanan and I go way back. We have many great memories together. And this was at Super Bowl 32 in San Diego. This was right outside of the stadium where we have some tables set up for food and then a trailer set up with all the computers and that kind of thing. It was right before the game. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a jar of Jif peanut butter in that picture as well, which is what I usually eat for protein. So that's a very realistic
photo.
Picture. Yeah.
You have a chapter on Brett Favre. How do you feel? What do you write about in here about him? Because I think, that's always one of those topics that
Yeah, I'm glad you asked,
defines
because
a book.
People have so many negative connotations to Brett Favre right now, although I do feel like it's starting to thaw a little bit. But what I wanted to write about were my own personal memories of Brett Favre, and many of those, again, relate to him being a husband and a father. My favorite memory of Brett Favre is he was sitting in a middle school gym in Green Bay watching his wife play basketball in a Packers Wives basketball league 2 days before a huge playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers. And he was just enjoying watching his wife play basketball. We were doing a story about wives and their own sports. And he didn't even want to be interviewed for the story. He wanted the spotlight totally on her. But those are the types of anecdotes that I share in the Brett Favre chapter.
That's
like
cool.
that.
I've heard some positive things about him, too. My neighbor lost an uncle, and he was a long-term mechanic, worked around the field, on the grounds kind of thing. And when he was really ill, Brett Favre called him and was on vacation. And this was more recently. It was after his Packers days, which was kind of cool. And I think it's good for us to remember some of those very positive things, because he was such a huge part of the team for so long.
I think so, too. And my guess is within the next couple of years, we're going to really have the big thaw, and he's going to come to Lambeau and
retire.
and get the cheers that he really does deserve for all the years that he put in with the Packers.
Who was your favorite person that you interviewed?
I'd have to say that Brett Favre is right up there, because he was always a really good interview, very interesting, very engaging. So I thought he was very honest. We always loved Eugene Robinson. I don't know how many people remember him from the Super Bowl years. And Super Bowl 32, we had worked out a situation with him where we'd go and do separate one-on-one stories with him, and he was so gregarious and friendly, and so he was always, I think, one of my favorites as well. And then who could say anything bad about Leroy Butler? We love Leroy Butler.
Inventor of the Lambeau League.
Yes,
Gotta love
he's
that.
fantastic.
He's got to be in the mix. It's a great book, Justine. You've got a couple opportunities coming up where people can meet you, get a copy of the book. We're going to tell you about it right now. The kickoff talk and signing is happening this Wednesday, November 6th. That's at the Shorewood Public Library, close to home for Jesse there, and that's at 7 o'clock. Then a couple other Milwaukee area book talks. You have one Thursday, November 14th at 7 p.m. That's at Books and Company in Oconomowoc. And then Saturday, November 16th, 1 p.m., the Barnes & Noble, located in Greenfield. It's so super cool. And right now, we want to just thank you so much for being here. It was
Thank
awesome.
you. And
Appreciate
sorry,
it.
Molly, but go Packers, beat the Bears tonight.
I gotta let you say that. That's all good. We got a lot of Packers fans watching. Thanks,
Right.
Jesse.
Thanks for having me.
Always great to see you.